Hello.
How are
Welcome.
you doing?
Doing all right. How about yourself?
I'm okay. I'm stuffy.
Yeah, you're just getting over being sick, aren't you?
Yeah.
Well, welcome in, everybody, for the second episode of the Low Resolution Podcast.
Look at that name.
Yeah, we got a name now. It's fancy, huh?
I feel like we're really doing something.
Oh, one sec. Well,
What's up, buddy? How's Monster Hunter going?
it's been going pretty all right. Been pretty...
Fucking easy though, huh?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely not World. World is, well, it's definitely not Generations Ultimate, isn't it?
That's one of the hardest games I've ever fucking played in my entire life. It's crazy. The amount of positioning you get to do in those old Monster Hunter games is insane.
Dude, the amount of everything that you have to do in those old games is ridiculous.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Just
I
like,
wish that they brought back some aspects of that. Some, not. I don't want it to be as ball-achingly like. The grind in those games is so bad, but the difficulty is on a whole nother level.
yeah, you're not wrong. I mean, like, I still remember having to go back and, like, paintball monsters just to track them around the map, just getting lost all the time.
It's fucking crazy. And because the mobility, and especially in Rise, your mobility is so much higher compared to those old ones.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I was trying to kill a G rank. What was I trying to kill? Something in G rank, and I was just trying to use a hammer, and it was so hard just to get the head. Because everything is, you have to commit to every single swing in those games. So it was kind of a trip going back.
I know. Well, one thing that I do miss about those games was the what they call them, like the hunting styles or whatever.
Yeah, we kind of got those back though with the arts or whatever they're called, the wirebug art things.
Yeah, yeah, I guess that's true. I wonder. I wonder what the next Monster Hunter gimmick is going to be.
Not rampages.
Well, you can only hope, right?
I don't know, but I'm really excited for Monster Hunter 6. I think that it would be an interesting time for them to bring back underwater combat.
You think so?
Yeah, I think it would be. Well, I don't think they're gonna, but they tried it with Try,
Mm-hmm.
which is my first Monster Hunter game. But how are you gonna fight monsters underwater with a 3DS? And I'm pretty sure that was pre the extra thumbstick. So it was just one. You just had the one thumbstick, and then you had to R target to move around. So it doesn't really work in a 3-dimensional space underwater.
God, I never had the chance to play any of the ones with underwater combat, so
Well, it was just that one, and there's a reason for it.
yeah. Well, maybe maybe in World 2 or whatever they're gonna call it, get the return of underwater combat, huh?
I think it would be interesting. It would be a lot easier to do now. Now that they're not being held back by the tech like they were.
Yeah, but I mean, it's been nice jumping back into Rise again. It looks so much better on the PC, man.
It looks a lot better, and it plays so like it's crazy sitting there because I just have mine capped at 120,
Mm-hmm.
just so it's stable the entire time.
Oh yeah,
It's crazy going and like seeing the cutscenes in 30 FPS and like, holy fuck, this looks like shit.
I know. All the cutscenes are locked at 30, and then it's just
Yeah,
like, I also have mine locked at 120, so I know exactly what you're saying, man.
but it looks a lot nicer. It's just painfully easy. I think it's and my big one of my biggest gripes right now And I didn't start off using the Defender. I eventually switched to it because it was so easy. Why not shave off 2 minutes of fight?
Yeah.
It's just the mobility is so high in that game. So it's so easy for me to, even using a hunting horn, I can just reposition myself constantly and not have to worry about it. But we'll see. I have hopes that it'll pick up with G rank or master rank.
Is that what you've been using as hunting horn?
Yeah, I went back to it. It was lots of. I mean, I did enjoy my time with it in this game. I'll probably I want to use a light bow gun or a heavy bow gun, so I might go through the main stuff with hunting horn just because I've used it, and then um, see what I can't pull out with a ranged weapon. Because really, the only ranged weapon I've used is the bow.
Yeah, I mean, you know me, I'm just married to that charge blade, man.
Yeah, yeah.
uh,
You gotta spread your wings, dude.
I know. I'll probably, but by the
You'll get
time
there eventually, right?
when we get to the end of the content, but my plan is I want to make a meta for,
Everything.
well, not everything, because that's a max kind of situation right there.
What's your next investment that you want to do?
As far as
Like
weapon,
like a weapon, yeah. What would be the next thing that you would want to try?
um, I've always wanted to be a duder.
It's really fun in this one, just because you don't have to fucking memorize all the the entire combo thread to play notes, which I'm sure is gonna piss people off, but I can't be asked to sit there in World and memorize a full string of fucking notes to get +2 attack. It's
Yeah,
not worth it.
you think hunting horn's still broken as it was?
Yeah, I mean it's super easy. I mean it's just press YYBB and then Y and B together twice, and you have a full thing. Or just go YB and then just use a twirl, and it'll cast all three of your songs at one time. So you have 100% uptime on your songs now. So
Gotta do the twirl, dude.
you gotta twirl. You gotta twirl it, dude.
Gotta do the twirl.
It's all right though. I think that I just need to get over the fact that Rise is just gonna be easier than what I want, and
Yeah.
then just enjoy it for what it is. And hopefully G rank or master rank is just brings a little bit more difficulty back to it, which normally it does. We'll just have to see. I think being on PC now too, instead of just being confined to the Switch just really held that game back. So
Oh yeah.
I think that they'll be able to fuck around a little bit more, and we might get a little bit, maybe not main stuff, but since they're doing the DLC hunts again, maybe we'll be able to get some crazy DLC hunts in there.
Yeah, I hope so. And it's been nice having that solid 120 too, just
Yeah,
because
it's a lot nicer.
like like performance wise, I think it performs a lot better than World does. Just like kind of,
I would have
it's
to, I think
super.
I agree. I think.
Yeah, it's just super steady most of the time, and I haven't
Hmm.
noticed like any dropped frames on my end so far.
Yeah, that's why I put it at 122, so it was just stable, like you
Hmm.
did. Yeah, it's been all right. It's been more fun than I expected. I kind of have a hate for this game just because I expect so much more for a Monster Hunter game, but I think it's a lot better of an experience on PC, even though it was a fucking $70 to get the whole goddamn thing. But
Oh,
it is
so
what
you,
it is.
did you pre-ordered the Sunbreak?
Yeah, might as well.
Yeah, might
I'm
as
not gonna get
well.
it for a discount.
Yeah,
We're all gonna be playing it in July, so
yeah. Well, you right. You right. You right. Um. Well, want to get to the first order of business?
yeah, you want to talk some shit?
Yeah. Well, no better than starting with the big three: Xbox, Sony, putting ads into their free-to-play games.
What's your? I've had a lot of time to think about this actually. So
I'm I feel mostly indifferent to it just because I don't play many free-to-play games, and
right.
I just like, so it doesn't really affect me. But the one thing that does kind of worry me about it is possibly those ads making their way into regular games.
So from what I gather, is they're using this as a way to incentivize developers to make free to play games without the free to play bullshit in them. So it's like a way for them to say you can monetize your free game without loot boxes and without predatory microtransactions and everything in it, which I think is fantastic personally, because I think that's the one thing that's really hurting the free to play market is the fact that, I mean, whenever you think of free to play, you automatically you think of $1.99 to get your stamina back up or whatever, or are you gonna
Microtransactions.
fucking play a casino and gamble for on this loot box to get your waifu?
Mm-hmm.
So I think if they implement it the way that they're trying to portray that they're gonna, then I think it's great. It's an easy way for developers to get free to play money without having to be predatory about it. And I mean, look at the free to play market is miles and miles and miles bigger than the AAA or the indie. It's the biggest market in gaming right now, and I think it's because it's gambling.
Yeah. I mean, I kind of felt the same way that you did. I read into it a little bit more, and I found if they do implement it the way that they're talking about, that the developers would get most of the kickback
Yep.
from the ads being in their games. So, I mean, that's always a plus. I'm always pro developer, you know. So,
Yep. Same. I think it's
that's
a good way to break that market out from the slump that it's in.
hmm yeah. I mean, it's it's a nice way to get that kickback to the developers, but there's always going to be that at least slight worry that it might, like, the corporate side just wants to get their greed into the regular games.
I mean, yeah, of course, something like that is gonna happen, but
But yeah, I mean,
I mean, we get my optimistic side sees this as a net positive
yeah,
because it's not fucking. I mean, look at we already have advertisement in video games. Look at sports games, racing games, stuff like that. They're all flooded with ads, anyways.
Death
So
Stranding.
it'll be interesting. Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
You got to get that Monster Energy drink.
that's a great one.
A lot of Japanese games, actually. When I was thinking about it, there's a lot of. It seems like pretty normalized. But I think it's an interesting approach. Like I don't really have that big of a problem with like Death Stranding. It kind of takes me out of it a little bit, but I don't really have a super big. It's not like what they did with uh that fighting UFC 4 or whatever it was, where they had like mid-roll fucking ads play during the game. Like that's crazy. But something like that is whatever. It's weird, but it's not the worst thing in the world.
Yeah, definitely could be worse.
Yeah.
I just thought it was kind of funny how at the beginning of the week Microsoft announces that they're playing with the idea, and then later in the week Sony's like, "Oh yeah, we might
We've
we might kind of play around with that too, actually."
I thought about that.
It was my idea first.
Yeah. I think I mean, it's the safest play. It's a really sketchy thing to come out and like. That's a big PR nightmare to try to take on right off the bat. So I think it's a safe play for Sony to do that.
Yeah, let's just hope they implement it the way that it should be. You know?
Yeah, that's probably asking too much. I think it'll start off okay, and I think it'll be good for a lot of indie developers starting off.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with you there. Well, here's the wishful thinking, huh?
Well, we're fucked. We're fucked. They're gonna start putting NFTs in that shit.
Well, you know, on the topic of wishful thinking, want to talk
Every
about
single time I
Babylon's
have
Fall?
hope. I mean, yeah, you want to talk? I mean, what do you know about it?
Well, I know it's a game that exists.
Yep. Do you know when it came out?
Like, no, I don't.
Same. I know that it's a game made by Platinum, right?
Developed by Platinum, published by Square.
What's up with Square and making these fucking bombs? Why can't they do anything right anymore, it seems?
I don't
It
know.
seems like they have Final Fantasy and then everything else they try to do is just greed.
Yeah. I don't know, man. It's just it's really weird because it's like these two, I mean, Platinum Games, they have a pretty decent track record, and Square, I mean Final Fantasy, hello.
Yeah, I know, but Square has been doing. They did, if I'm not mistaken, they did the new Hitman series.
Did they?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they did. I remember that. Yeah, I mean, Platinum Games, you got Bayonetta, Nier, uh, uh, Bayonetta 2. That was a pretty good one, man.
Bayonetta 3 is gonna come out sometime.
Yeah, at some point it'll come out.
They did that one game that got canceled for Xbox.
Scalebound.
Scalebound.
Mhm.
Yeah. So do they really have a really good track record, or did they just have they made a couple? I know that they've done a lot of. Weren't they part of Devil May Cry at some point?
I'm not sure actually. Well, let's say they have a good recent history. How about that? As far as Nier and Bayonetta.
I've never played Bayonetta either. I've never played Nier. They did the new Star Fox game.
There was a new Star Fox game?
Yeah, the one for Switch that bombed.
I didn't even know it
They did Metal Gear Rising, which was supposed to be really good. They did that Mad World game, which was I think it was for Wii, and it was like black and white and really blue, like bloody.
Oh yeah, I remember that one. That one was pretty cool.
They did Astral Chain, which I never played that either. They never made games that were my style of game. I need to play Nier, but
I think you would like Nier.
probably.
I've
never been into that kind of actiony, like even Devil May Cry I was never really into.
It's really, I remember playing Nier for the first time, and I was just kind of blown away by, like, I had zero expectations, and it was just fantastic.
Yeah, everybody says that. So,
but anyways, back to the game that we're actually talking about, Babylon's Fall.
What a disaster.
Oh man.
I mean,
so according to the Steam player count, the global concurrent players dropped to 8. Not
When
800, 8. And
when was that again?
that was April 13th.
Yeah, the beginning of the month. When did that release?
um I don't.
March.
Oh my
March 3rd.
god, man. What a disaster.
So here's my question. Do you think that it just failed on PC? Do you think that it has players on like PlayStation?
I I'm gonna say no.
You don't think so?
And my only reasoning behind that is because I think Steam would be kind of on a similar scale to what the console release would be, maybe. I don't know. I haven't actually checked the numbers. Have you?
PlayStation won't release the numbers like that.
Oh, okay.
So there's no way to tell unless they actually released it.
Well, their absolute peak was when the game released, which was 1166. And even that's not that great.
That's not, I mean, from what I gather is that a lot of that game, I don't know much about it, but there's a lot of four-person content. Like a lot of it is like four-person group content. So from like the 10 people on their Reddit, they can't even like get groups on already a month in. I guess a month and a half.
That's kind of sad because
The multiverse.
it literally just came out.
I mean, people are playing it looks like. It looks like yeah, I mean there's a total of 8 people on their their Reddit right now. So about the entire Steam player base is on as I look through here.
this. I mean, this doesn't even look like it's a game from this generation.
It looks rough, doesn't it? That's the problem is it looks and plays like a free to play game that they're charging full price for.
I don't understand. Like, was this just like in development hell or something? And
I think there was I think Square fucked Platinum. I think Platinum had a different idea of what they wanted this game to be, and Square has really been trying to push their this live service gaming model. Square has been trying to push any other payment model other than just buying a game. They're going to do episodes, they're going to do free to play stuff. Like they're really just trying. I mean, they've already said stuff about NFTs, so I don't know.
so
Just give me Final Fantasy 16 and I could be done with Square. To
so
be honest,
you think it was a Square issue the whole way?
I don't. I mean, Platinum Games isn't known to have a fuck up like that.
Yeah, I mean, shit, man. Like
So I would be shocked.
I'm still watching this trailer and it's just like it looks so bad. It looks like it was made for like 360 PlayStation 3 era.
Like a good cutscene for that era, yeah. I don't know. Look, I'm not like one of the people who like just want to hate on AAA companies to hate on them, but I think it's just Square Enix has such a disconnect from the industry at the moment. I think they're really, really coasting on Final Fantasy 14 success. And I think that's a whole different development team that's not even part of this normal development team. So
Are
I
you
think they're just really out of touch.
are you worried for Final Fantasy 16 at all?
Funnily enough, I just saw following delays, Final Fantasy 16 is near the end of development, producer says. That
Oh
was
wow.
posted yesterday.
Would you look at that?
So, no, because I'm going to stay in denial over the fact that Final Fantasy 16 is going to be great, like 15 was.
Is there is there a release date for that one yet?
No, and it's also, I'm pretty sure that we're going to have to wait 6 months after um, Sony's exclusivity for PlayStation is up. But
God, that drives me insane.
no, exclusives are great for the industry, Brandon.
Are they?
Apparently.
Well,
I mean, it sells consoles, apparently.
I was gonna say whatever gets people to buy a PlayStation, right?
Yeah. You know, let's not hang out on our, let's not like just think that our maybe like the merits of the console will be great or anything like that. We'll make a better online community system for everybody. Let's just force people by making video games exclusive. Fucking jackasses.
It's always a great idea.
You too, Microsoft. Fuck you.
All right, I'm done. I'm done shitting on people. Let's talk about some good stuff, huh?
I just don't know anything about that game. It's funny that it went down to 8, and I think that you reap what you fucking sow for being greedy.
Yeah, I mean, what can you do, right?
You want to stop shitting on people, and you don't want to talk about the fact that all the $600 million got stolen from the NFT game.
I mean, I look at that as more of a positive in my book.
I mean, let's be honest. A lot of people got their money stolen, but
Yeah, I know. That's that's pretty bad.
did you see the follow-up article that saying that the landlords of that game are having trouble to find workers for them now? It's like, yeah, good for you, you fucking assholes.
I did see that. Yeah, that's.
Crazy.
I mean,
I guess
what? What? How does that even happen? How does something like that actually happen?
so. I looked into it a little bit because this stuff fascinates me. So the way that they had their own blockchain made for this game, and they had like I think it was like 5 separate keys to verify all transactions, but they were doing an update, so they took back all the keys, and then when they sent back the other 2, they forgot to change something, which made it so some guy just straight up accessed all the information and just sent it all to his wallet, and now you can currently watch the wallet where he sent it to, and he's like sending like 100 Ethereum at a time into one of their crypto has literally has money laundering services where you just send in your crypto, like he's sending in 100 ETH at a time, and it just washes it basically and sends it back, so people are like, you don't know where it went, where it came from anywhere. So he's like, just slowly but surely, and they're like, well, he's not gonna be able to get it all, but it's like he doesn't give a fuck. That's why he's doing 100 at a time. He's like, at some point they might get some of it back, but he's a millionaire now. Why does he care?
That's ridiculous, man.
Madness. It's madness.
Like, all for this game it looks so innocent on the surface. I mean, that just blows me
Pokemon
away.
ripoff?
Yeah.
It's crazy. $600 million is a lot of money.
Well, that's. I mean, what do you do after that? Like, how do you come back from that at like if you're them?
I'm pretty sure uh I'm pretty sure they're fine.
Really?
And you know what else? It took them 6 days to notice.
6 days?
It took them 6 days to notice that $600 million was gone.
Well, if it takes them that long to notice 600 million missing, I wonder how much they're actually making.
I think that cryptocurrency and stuff started off as a good thing with the right idea. It's all just money laundering and scam and shit now. It's all it's turned into.
Yeah, you're, you're not wrong, man.
I think that if NFTs and this shit actually penetrate into video games like the way loot boxes did, it will be the worst thing to ever happen to video games.
I think
Hands down.
it'll be worse than loot boxes.
Yeah, no, it'll be it could actually entirely ruin the gaming industry.
God, that I think people in the gaming industry, well, I think people are in the gaming industry are smart enough to know that this is not a good thing.
I think that there are some good developers and good people in the gaming industry, yeah, but I think that there's a lot also way more greed. So we're gonna have to. Luckily, so far, like with Ubisoft and stuff, it's been failing. So I think like Microsoft and Sony are just waiting. They're being semi-neutral. Microsoft has said that they're not interested, but of course they're gonna be looking into it. Steam has already kicked off all NFT-based games and crypto-based games. So I think so far the pushback has been pretty good. All it's going to take is one big success. That's not a mobile game. Mobile market is the Wild West. They can do whatever the fuck they want. It's going to take one successful like scheme into like the AAA or even like an indie, and it'll explode from there. It's just all it took was Overwatch to get loot boxes. You know what I mean? It just takes that one.
So, do you think it'll take one more big failure for it to scare people out of it?
5 more failures. 20.
5?
It'll take so many, dude. Because they're gonna keep trying so much, dude. Have you seen the crypto bros online? Rabid. They're rabid.
Yeah.
It's gonna take a lot. It's gonna take a lot before people actually back off in video games. So we'll see. I mean, whatever this game is called, I don't even want to name it. It's still up and running after it lost 600 million. It lost everything. So there's something there.
Those crypto bros, man. They'll get you.
Fucking crazy.
Okay, what did we have next? Was it Terra?
You had the Jet Set Radio and Crazy Taxi reboots. If you want to talk about that,
right. I'm actually really excited about that one.
I never played either of them. I might have played Crazy Taxi way back when, but I don't think I really ever got into either of them.
I never played the original, which was Jet Grind Radio. But I played so much Jet Set Radio Future. Let me tell you. I remember spending hours on this game as a kid, man. Just on that.
This is one of those games that I knew of but didn't play.
On the OG Xbox, I adore this game. Just the art style, that cel shaded look, and then just like the whole soundtrack was just fantastic. And it's got that cool Tokyo, Japan setting, so that's always cool to me. But
kind of crazy how well these graphics still kind of hold up today, huh?
I know. I think it's got a do a big part with that cell shaded look. I think that just holds up pretty well over time.
Yeah, it's like the uh Wind Waker effect.
Yeah, exactly. Um, so I never played a whole lot of Crazy Taxi, but I played the shit out of this game, and so I got pretty excited when I saw Sega was bringing these back.
Are they doing a remake or like a remaster?
I read into it a little bit more. It's like I think it's a reboot. Like they're rebooting both of them.
No, it's actually going to be brand new series.
Yeah, because it's part of what they called their Super Game Initiative,
Mm.
and it's like a big effort on their part to um, bring interest back into these older titles so they can make more of them, and they want to have basically they just want to have these series back so they can have a recurring income again with these big games that everybody loved.
Well, Sega has been really interested in NFTs as well.
Well, let's not talk about that, okay? uh
Yeah, it would be interesting to see what Sega did. Sega has good games.
yeah. I mean, everybody loves Sonic, right?
No,
I love 2D Sonic.
it's okay. I'm not a big Sonic guy, man.
I'm not either.
Never
Yeah, they're okay.
was.
Was I was more of a Mario guy myself.
Same. I've always been a Nintendo guy. But I always like when game series come back.
Yeah, so it'll be kind of interesting to see what they do with it, where they go, what types of characters they bring back that everybody loved, because you know they will.
Do you think if this doesn't work out for them, Sega sells?
Ooh, I could see that happening
Yeah.
because they're putting a lot of money into this project to bring both these franchises back.
Yeah, it's definitely not cheap.
So if they both don't do well, I could definitely see that happening.
Do you think something like Crazy Taxi fits into? I can see Jet Set Radio, but do you think something like Crazy Taxi works?
I think I think they would have to do it right and kind of redo some of the mechanics or something, like completely reboot it from the ground up.
Right.
Like cuz you always got that audience of people who are like, "Oh, please remake Simpsons Hit and Run."
Yeah. But I always think, would that be big?
I don't know. I don't know how
I
well.
don't think so. I don't think it fits in today.
I don't think Crazy Taxi would for sure. I could see Jet Set Radio doing well,
Yeah.
but
I think
Crazy.
that game's different enough.
Yes, agreed. But I don't. I don't know. I mean, I know a lot of people liked it as an arcade game, like going into physical arcades because that was still a thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I guess we'll just have to wait and see, you know?
It'll be interesting.
But here's to
I
hoping
only have
for Jet Set Radio, huh?
Yeah, I only have hope for the projects like these to work
hmm
because it might not be it might not be something like big for me, but somebody out there is super excited for this.
Oh yeah. I
So
mean,
I think something like that is really cool.
even old Booty Bootstrap said he loves that game.
Yeah, well, we all know about his opinion on stuff.
Oh, that's good stuff.
Yeah, it'll be exciting to see what happens.
Good stuff. Okay. Let's see. Next we had
RimWorld coming back, great for Australia. About time. RimWorld's a great game. There's not really much to say. Go sacrifice people and eat their livers and shit. You need to play RimWorld. RimWorld is a game that you would really like.
I will definitely play a RimWorld at some point. When that is? Probably soon.
It's a really good game.
Yeah, I know. I'm sure I'd probably like it. I know you're hopelessly addicted.
Yeah, I tried playing a new one tonight, a new colony, but one of my guys wandered off and got eaten alive by giant scarabs, so I
Uh-oh.
stopped playing. I got RimWorld.
Got arced in RimWorld.
Yeah, pretty much. Fuck me. It's good though. Good for Australia for finally. Just that was such a stupid decision on their part anyway. So I'm glad that people will be able to enjoy that game.
Yeah.
And that game deserves all the sales that it can get. It's one of the best games ever made.
Well, I would like to see you stream it more sometime because I know it's pretty
Yep, that'll
hilarious to
happen one
watch.
day. Yeah, it's really fun. It's one of those games that's really fun because you can like name your colonists and everything and do all that kind of nonsense with it. So
send them to their doom.
yeah, you try so hard in that game to not do that, but it happens every time. There's
Yeah.
just nothing you can do about it. But
Oh,
more importantly, what I'm more excited to talk about was Terra.
Terra. That's that Korean MMO.
Another one.
Another one. Yeah, I remember that one. You played that briefly.
Briefly, yeah. It's done.
Like
She
DUN
gone.
done.
She is gone.
They shut down the servers already?
Um soon, if not already. Deactivated on the 31st of May, so 1 month.
Oh wow. That's coming up.
Yeah, super fast. It's interesting.
Yeah, I enjoyed that for the small time that we played it. Mainly
Man,
because I just liked I liked the combat. I thought the combat was pretty fun.
yeah, the dungeons were really fun and the big ass what is it? The big ass monsters or whatever they called them.
Yeah, those guys.
But the problem I always have with these Korean MMOs are the end game is just cosmetic end game pretty much. It's
Yeah.
like what do you do at the end? Oh, you make your character look pretty. It's like I don't give a fuck about that.
You can have the prettiest waifu in all the land.
It's like great. It's such a big thing in Korean MMOs that it was never a big thing for me in MMOs. So I think that's why I always had such a like an issue with that game or like how I really like the gear chase, like chasing those certain specific items.
Yeah.
So I don't think that's. I think that's why what's it called didn't sit with me after a little while.
Lost Ark.
Yeah, that one.
I I think my biggest problem with Terra was we were playing it on Xbox and
Oh, right.
controller,
Yeah.
so that was kind of rough.
Yeah.
A lot of skills to use and so many buttons. So that was uh, that was a
It played
struggle.
pretty well though.
It did, but I always had thought that it would feel much better on mouse and keyboard.
Yeah. 100%. But it just didn't last long enough. I
No,
think a lot of these companies are afraid too, with the great success of Lost Ark, that they're like, what's the point of keeping these servers up anymore?
yeah, uh, yeah, I kind of agree with you there. But I mean, I guess it was nice while it lasted for whatever for what it
It was a
was.
long time. I think 2012, so I think it was 10 years it got.
Oh wow, I didn't know it was 2012.
January 25th, 2011.
Oh wow, okay, so 11 years,
So it's a long time for an MMO. It's a good stretch, at least.
definitely.
You know, not everybody's going to be World of Warcraft that's around for 20 years and everybody ends up hating in the end.
You sound like you got a little bitterness there.
I just, I, uh, I canceled my subscription today, actually, and uninstalled Battle.net off of my computer.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
You're not. Well, you'll probably get in WoW Classic again, won't you?
I only played WoW Classic and I uninstalled it today.
I just figured you were waiting for uh, fuck. What's the expansion?
Wrath?
Wrath. That's what it was.
Um, I might get back into it when Microsoft takes over. I just can't support Activision Blizzard out of good faith anymore. Just out of my own conscience anymore.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I
But
don't blame you one bit.
but yeah, games like Terra serve a good purpose, you know.
Yeah, it was nice while it lasted, and I guess we'll have to bank on Lost Ark as our single Korean MMO.
I just don't like Korean MMOs.
Yeah,
I've just learned that the way that I like to play MMOs is uh just different.
yeah. I mean, like you said, you had that. You like the loot grind, and Lost Ark doesn't really have that.
No, it's which is weird because it's kind of like the same thing if you think about it. It's just instead of loot, you're just chasing the number. It's pretty much the same exact thing, but I don't know.
Well,
I'm not into chasing waifus and MMOs, I guess.
what can you do, right?
Complain.
And we will complain. Boy, howdy.
But good for them. 12 years or whatever is a good time.
Oh man. But let's see. Talked about Terra. I think next on the list was Saints Row, right?
Yep.
They just put out their character customization last week, the week before, something like that.
Who knows? Everything's been stretching together. I've been so fucking sick.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't really excited for this one at first. I mean, I'm still not like super pumped on it, but it looks really good just from the short clips and stuff that I've seen.
Do you think it finally takes that GTA 5 spot?
Um, I don't know. I'm gonna say no, just because that's a really big crown that you have to try and take.
Rockstar's been kind of fucking it up lately, though.
Yeah, that's true. But I don't know. I I mean, I've always liked Saints Row. Just like
I really like the first one.
yeah. I just like that it's like I like that it's GTA, but it's like a little more over the top.
It embraces that zaniness.
Yeah. And I mean, I think that that's what you should be doing in games like these where you can just go nuts. Like you got that big open world, you should be able to fucking wingsuit across as far and as long as you want. You know?
I think there's a place for both.
Hmm.
Um, I just think that GTA does it wrong because now it started off more realistic for a fucking GTA game. Uh, and now over time they've started slowly adding in crazier stuff that kind of breaks the game. So you kind of get like a shock when this weird shit comes in, like flying motorcycles with missiles. But when a game starts off crazy like this does, then
Yeah. I
I
know what you
was just
mean.
speechless because that guy had a uh,
Little
whatever over his
eggplant.
dong. Yeah,
I like I said, I wasn't super pumped on this one, and I'm not. But the more that I see from this game, the more that I'm kind of like, oh, you know, maybe I will give that a try. Cause I'm so sick of GTA. I won't. I
I haven't played
refuse.
it.
I refuse to buy GTA 5 again.
How many times have you bought it?
Too many.
I got it the first time on 360, and then I bought it the second time for on the Xbox One. That's it.
Uh, yeah, probably the same. I'm not gonna buy next gen GTA.
Next gen, you mean?
Well, it's it's current gen. We're on this generation. We're
This
two,
is I know, but this is the third. This is the next gen for GTA 5.
that's that's just gross, man.
I can't believe people still play that game.
I I can't either. I mean, it came out in
2011, I think, the year Terror came out.
yeah. So,
2013,
wow.
so it's almost 10 years old. Well, I mean, it's just like Skyrim. That was 2011,
I feel
and that
old.
game is still coming out today because people still buy it and people still play it. GTA 5 still makes millions of dollars a month, and now they're gonna have a subscription service for it.
That also kind of blows me away that that's actually a thing, but here we are in 2022.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what these guys do with it. I mean, I don't think I don't know who makes these games.
Saints Row, it's Deep Silver.
I don't think I've ever heard of Deep Silver being in any kind of controversy or anything.
I don't think so either. Um,
Oh, they made Chivalry. Oh, they do Pathfinder. That's supposed to be a really great CRPG.
hmm. But it's like if GTA is like the trendsetter, I think Saints Row is like the over the top cousin that likes to take more risks as far as gameplay.
Yeah, I think they both have a place, and I think if Rockstar actually, if people stopped giving Rockstar money, we would have had six already. So,
You think so?
100%, yeah. Why would they? Why would they eat up their cash cow?
Yeah. You right. You right.
But I do agree. I had no interest in this game, but every time I see more gameplay of it, it looks better.
Yeah, it looks. I mean, the graphics look great. I haven't seen like any sort of mission gameplay or anything like that, but um, I mean, those games are all the same. They're all wacky shoot 'em up
Yeah.
missions that you kind of fuck around on, you know.
Same shit, different developer. But I think if they did a big, if the world they craft is nice enough, it'll be a good game.
Yeah, especially with
All the other
friends.
ones were okay. Yeah, exactly. It's one of those games where you just log in with friends, pick your nose for 3 hours, and
Although I still remember one of the funniest moments I had playing a Saints Row game was with Max. We were playing. It was either Saints Row 3 or 4, but we were just at this intersection. We went to a clothing shop or something, and then we came out, and it was just a bunch of mascots all over the place, and it was like a mascot rampage. And it was just a random event that happened right outside of that store we both came out of. So we just like we pull out RPGs and stuff and just start blowing up these like cars full of mascots coming in at us. And oh man, it was
I used to. I remember in one or two just sitting there and throwing pipe bombs, just because the physics in those games were so good,
hmm.
and I was always so impressed with the physics of the pipe bomb.
Oh yeah. uh, Many a time have been had just fucking around on those games. So
Yeah,
funny.
those games are good fun.
It's a good.
You'll probably talk me into getting it.
uh,
Somehow you're always. Oh, you don't even have to talk me into it. You're like, I got this, and I'm like, oh fuck.
I mean, that's what happened with Rise, man. I didn't even tell you to buy it. I was just like, hey, Rise is on sale for $30. I bought it.
Well, we're gonna have to buy it anyways, like you said. I think that's happened with a couple of games though, because
uh,
I'm an idiot and you're smart, and it's always I'm always like, Brandon, let's play this game together. You're like, okay, we'll get around to it one day, and eventually I'm just like, Brandon, I got you the game.
yeah.
I'm an impatient child. I'm
That
on
has
the wrong
happened.
end of the stick.
That has happened a few times, hasn't it? Oh yeah, here's
Anyway.
a late birthday gift. Compliments of Chaz.
It's always because I want to play a game with you.
Fuck, man. It's been fun though.
Yeah,
Playing
it's always good times. I'm not complaining.
playing all those crazy games together. Uh,
I'm excited. The next thing that you posted was about the new Xbox chip.
yeah, I was reading into that a little bit. It,
You, is it what you thought?
uh, well, initially no. What I initially thought was, oh, this is probably the mid gen refresh that we're gonna get, like they did last generation.
Yeah.
But that is not indeed the case. Turns
So what
out
is it?
it's purely performance. Like It's a smaller chip and it's going to be more power efficient. So it's like a Series X Slim, but it's not going to be slim. It's just going to have a new chipset in it.
Right. So it's just performs better
it
slightly.
it performs better, and like I said, it's more power efficient. So in turn, that could lead to possibly them cutting the cost of production in the long run. So maybe we see the cost of Series X's drop in the future.
Do we though? Do you think that's gonna happen?
No,
Yeah, I agree.
no, they're gonna be like, hey, we upgraded the chip, and by the way, it's the same price.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, we have this new chip. It runs a little bit more efficiently. Great. What does that mean? Nothing.
Cool. So
I mean, great.
yeah, I mean it's cool. It's nice to see that, oh, they're hard over there at Xbox working, but it's like we kind of already knew that they were working on stuff.
Yeah. I mean, I figured it was gonna be the Series Xbox Series X
X.
X. Yeah. Or I guess it might lead to a Slim, huh? But I don't know. The Series X, I don't own one. You do.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't seem like they really need the Slim model, do they?
No, not at all. I
Like it
mean,
seems like it seems like it could be something that you just stick behind. I mean, in our situation, we could just stick behind one of our monitors.
yeah,
And you wouldn't even
exactly.
notice it.
It's like not even a quarter of the size of my PC.
Yeah.
So it's like it's there's no need to make it any slimmer, you know. But
Yeah.
I think that what that does say is they're, I mean, they're working on that, but I mean, they didn't say, but we know they're working on the Series X chip.
They're gonna. I mean, it worked so well last generation. It's gonna be the new norm.
Oh yeah,
The mid series, the mid season refresh or whatever it is.
yeah. I mean, Xbox did it, Sony did it,
Yeah.
Nintendo.
Nintendo.
Well, they kind of did it, and the only thing that they really did was made it more.
They give you an OLED.
Well, they gave you an OLED and a better battery life. That's it.
I hate Nintendo.
Nintendo's great. I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm just kidding. I actually really do enjoy everything Nintendo for the most part, but holy shit.
Yeah, so there's that. I mean, it's not big news, but it's something.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's always interesting to see it, to know, to confirm
Hmm.
what they're doing. So,
To confirm what we already knew.
yeah. Listen, we speculate a lot, okay?
Yeah,
What else do
well,
we have in life?
that's that's what drives us into madness. Speculation.
Yeah, that's why I don't sleep at night.
Might be onto something.
You want to
Uh,
talk about Tiny Tina's expansion? I don't really have much to say about it.
uh, not particularly. I read into it a little bit. It's people are upset because it could have been a free update.
You could have stopped right there. People are upset.
Yeah, I mean that's about it.
Great. Get
Eh,
the season pass. If you're buying DLC individually for a game like that, you're doing it wrong anyway.
yeah, I mean, what? Why? It's 2022. Who buys individual pieces of expansions like that?
Yeah, for a game like Tiny Tina's, where they're like, "Hey, we have 3 expansions coming out this year. You can spend $20 for each of them, or you can just spend $30 and get them all, pre-order them all right now." It's like, say what you want about pre-ordering. If you're gonna buy into a game like that in the first place, just save the money and do it.
Yeah, I mean that's exactly what I did. I was just like, oh well, expansion, so I'm just gonna get it out of the way, buy it now.
Yeah.
Don't have to worry about it later.
Yep, exactly. So I don't really understand this whole free expansion thing. It's like, well, you kind of played yourself.
Yeah, I haven't played the new content yet either, so I don't have too much of an opinion. But I do plan to go back to Tiny Tina's and start
Get
that
around to it sometime.
when I stop playing Monster Hunter and
Well,
everything else.
we know how that's gonna go because we have what exactly a month until the new expansion comes out. So
That's kind of exciting.
yeah, it's pretty exciting.
Um. Okay. Well, Tiny Tina's it's a thing. Great.
Pretty good.
Next thing I had on the list was 343 and Halo.
Yeah, and the fact that they shouldn't have Halo anymore,
Do you think they get the next one?
I hope they don't. I looked into it a little bit because I'm a buffoon. I didn't realize that 343 was a studio literally made by Microsoft to make Halo.
Oh yeah. I that's it's kind of crazy, huh?
Have they done anything good with Halo? I think they did the Halo War games, which are supposed to be pretty good, right?
Um I never played Halo Wars, so I'm not really sure. I think
They're
they did
supposed to be
pretty
pretty good.
well. I think they did well. Did they make Halo Reach?
I
I don't know. Nope, Bungie.
Yeah, no. So yeah, literally Bungie did all the good things. And actually when I was looking into this, Bungie left Microsoft because they didn't want to be stuck doing Halo.
Really?
Yep.
I actually didn't know that.
Kind of fascinating, huh?
They just didn't want to keep doing Halo forever, and they said
Yeah, I would
peace out.
say.
I mean, good for them for wanting to pursue whatever they want, but kind of sucks for us Halo fans who like Halo.
Yeah, I mean, Infinite had a good campaign.
Another game I need to go back to.
I really enjoyed the Halo Infinite campaign a lot, but yeah, I mean, as far as I know, the online is pretty fucked.
They just they had everything, man. Like they're riding that wind and they just dropped it.
Idiots is what they are.
I had
They really botched that.
I had high hopes because I liked playing Halo multiplayer with friends. I thought that was
You
a lot
guys
of
were getting
fun.
down on it for a while.
Yeah, we were for a good, I don't know, month or so. But after that, we fell off pretty hard.
Yeah, I was pretty much out once I saw the way that the battle pass worked and the way that they were like making you do objectives instead of just playing the games. I was like, okay, this isn't gonna be fun. And it was like $20 for a skin,
Yeah,
which I didn't plan on buying. I wouldn't buy them if they were $10 anyways. But it just shows the lack of any competence when a studio prices something like that.
yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. I enjoyed it for that time that we did play it with all the boys. It was fun teaming up with everybody and shooting some people with some crazy guns and whatnot, and but it was so short-lived, and I wish
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
I wanted that game to be so good, but yeah, it's I don't see 343 getting the next Halo.
I hope they don't. I would be shocked. But the thing is, I if they made that studio for Halo, I could see them just axing everybody,
Axing 343.
all the all the lead developers and everything, and then just starting fresh.
Yeah, I could see that.
But they do have this one studio that they've outsourced to for a couple of different things, working on helping 343 now, right? So maybe they get the rights to it.
We can only hope.
Yeah, I mean anybody except for 343, right?
Yeah, ugh, that's such a shame. I it, to think that that was gonna launch with the Series X.
Yeah, they needed a whole nother 2 fucking years to do it.
Like, think of what a disaster that would have been if they launched it with the with the console.
You know that it really took Microsoft a long time to decide to not do that too.
Oh yeah, fucking. I um I was disappointed when they said that Halo was delayed, but I was at the same time I'm just like, hey man, you take all the time that you need because I want Halo to be good. I want Halo to be Halo.
Yeah, I'm always for delays.
Oh yeah, are you kidding me? Always pro delay here.
Yeah, same. I think that if it would delays would work better if companies were more open about what's going on. I think like other than the fact that the gaming community is full of neckbeards, um, I think something like all the delays for Cyberpunk could have worked out better if they were just more honest about what was going on.
So what if I'm not saying that this would happen, but what if developers started um like doing a state of development during the process of developing their game?
Um, I think it would be an interesting choice. I think most publishers wouldn't allow it.
Yeah.
Um, I think that's more of something that you probably can see more on the indie scene.
Yeah.
But I think in the AAA sphere, everything is so like hush hush, and like they have to worry like about pleasing the investors, or they'll get sued. That they try to keep things as vague as possible to not bring any scare or anything into anything that would hurt the bottom line of the game. They don't want to put out there intentionally to not get sued by investors.
Those damn investors, man.
It's it's a hell of a world we live in.
Yeah, well,
I think it would be good though.
yeah, I would like to have more developers be open like that. Be like, "Hey, this is where we're at. Uh we're going to need we're going to need at least another year." So,
Get into the indie sphere, my friend. That's where you get all the honesty.
yeah. That's true.
And everybody says it, but the indie sphere is growing so fast, and it's becoming so good. I mean, I've played so much indie now that I like try to keep my hand on the pulse of that scene as much as possible.
Yeah. Well, the thing about indie games is they're able to take more risks. on
Yeah, for
stuff,
sure.
you know? So it's like we're seeing so little innovation out of these AAA studios because they don't take risks on anything anymore. So,
Well, and it takes them so long to develop anything.
yeah.
I mean, our favorite game, Elden Ring, took what, 5 years to develop? 5+ years?
Yeah, something like that.
Like, that's a long time. Since 2017. Think about all the shit that's changed since 2017.
Yeah. I mean, we we got a completely new console generation.
Yeah, and I mean, like who knows if that style of game would even be popular anymore in 5 years. In the tech sphere, everything moves so quickly, you know.
Yeah.
But these indie games can kind of pump things out in a year or two. So it's definitely an interesting market to keep your eye on.
Yep. I mean, like I said, it's one of my goals this year to play more indie titles, and I'm slowly but surely working on that.
I'm fucking playing Noida right now. It's a indie roguelite where every single pixel is generated as like a gas or something. And
Oh
it's
yeah.
insane.
I remember seeing that game. I remember you were pretty addicted to that one for a while.
I love roguelikes. And there's that Rogue Legacy 2 just came out. And it's getting pretty good reviews, so I'll probably end up getting that eventually.
I did recently download Dead Cells. Haven't got around to it, but
You need to play that game. I love Dead Cells.
it's on my massive backlog of games that I need to
Yeah,
play.
you need to play Wildermyth too. I think Wildermyth was my favorite game last year.
I liked Wildermyth. I just never beat a whole campaign of it.
You need to just sit there and play through a whole campaign and like get your characters and then like run another campaign with them. Because like once you get these meta narratives going, it makes it so much more fun.
I did really like that game. The art style was amazing.
Yeah, I'm not the biggest. See, I actually prefer playing a game like Baldur's Gate 3 over something like Wildermyth. But I just think like the mechanical ideas behind Wildermyth was so fascinating to me.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you.
And let's be honest, I'm sure Baldur's Gate 3 will be my game of the year the year it's released.
Baldur's Gate 3. Well, it'll get a release eventually, right?
Right?
One of these days.
It's gonna come someday, right, guys?
Yeah,
That's a normal expectation to have.
that a game will be released eventually.
It'll probably come next year.
So the last thing that I really had was the PlayStation thing. Sony was looking for I gotta pull that up again. It was like a senior something to get a senior director to expand their PC outreach or something like that.
Trying to get their games onto. Somebody at PlayStation is saying, "Hey, you guys, we're leaving money on the table."
Yeah, basically. Like they're starting to see the success of their titles being released on PC and how many people are playing them.
Yeah,
Like
it's weird. I know, huh?
I know it's funny how when you release your good games on other platforms that people want to play them.
I know it's a really weird concept.
But yeah, so it's like Horizon did pretty decent. God of War was like their best PlayStation port to date. And so I see this as them kind of trying to push that a little bit more, trying to uh, get more PlayStation's titles onto PC.
Right? But I've said forever. I mean, they don't have to share games with Xbox, which I think it's stupid for them not to, especially now that Microsoft owns Bethesda. Um, but put it on PC. Why not? Why keep us out of the mix? We're not. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not going to go buy a PlayStation 5 because they have Horizon or God of War.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just they're great games, but I'll watch somebody else play. I'll watch the Beard Bros play it when it comes out.
The more PlayStation titles on PC, the better, in my opinion.
Yeah,
And
I think the more games that come to people, the better. Yeah, the better all the time.
yeah, and so it's just nice to have more good games to play by more people.
Yeah, it's I always have the I will stand by the fact that it's always better to have your games on more consoles. The more people that get to play them, the better. And I think that this whole exclusivity thing is such a like a it's like a 7th gen thing.
Yeah.
There's no point to have it anymore.
Well,
And I think that slowly but surely we're gonna get to that point.
yeah, I was
I
just gonna
think it's just
say
better for the consumer.
we're slowly seeing that barrier being broken down, and it's nice to finally get access to these titles.
Yeah, for sure. And I think I hope that Microsoft and Sony will start playing nice. I know Nintendo will never see Mario on PC in a legal way. But I hope that we start seeing Microsoft and Sony at least playing nicer with their exclusives, because I would hate for Elder Scrolls 6 to never come to the PS5, because it's such a pointless thing to just have an artificial wall to that garden.
Yeah, I completely agree with you, man.
Now, that's not to say that Sony doesn't fucking deserve it, because they're assholes and that's all that they base their shit off of. But I just hate to see the consumer get hurt over billion and trillion dollar companies having a fucking dick measuring contest.
Yeah, I mean, bottom line, people want to play your games.
Yeah, let them play it.
Yeah, easy as that. Do you have anything else you wanted to touch on for today?
No, that was it. I haven't really been looking at it because I'm sick and stuffy.
All right, well, that has been the first ever low resolution podcast,
That was
and
fun. That was good.
yeah, it's nice to talk about video games with the new official name.
We'll change it.
We're changing it every week.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks again. Thanks for stopping by, everybody, and we will see you next time.
Bye.